Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Mr. Blue podcast. I'm your host, Blu-rayDave. And, this is something I always try to, cover on the channel, but, it needs more awareness, right? So, I just got informed, tonight by a fan, whenever this comes out, that apparently Japan has released quote-unquote official Blu-ray copies of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. seasons 6 and 7, and of course I looked up the listings on eBay. Of course they're expensive because they're from Japan, right? And it's a big deal to own something like this on physical media. So of course I'm part of the physical media community. Obviously I unbox movies and all that, and we're still trying to keep physical media alive, specifically like Blu-rays, DVDs, all that. I was very impressed by the last wave of the Disney Plus steelbooks, like Wave 3. There's so many ideas that could go around with Wave 4. I'm trying to catch onto it as early as I can. But if you guys know anything, please let me know. I love it when you guys inform me on this. I know that, especially when it comes to Marvel, right? They're trying to get their Disney Plus series out of the way, right? And those come out every 6 months at best, maybe 3 to 6 months. What I think they should do, I think they should take a break with the Marvel Disney Plus stuff for a little while. And I think what if for Wave 4 they could officially release the other Marvel television titles that they couldn't get out at the time, some TV shows were Amazon exclusives, or with the deal with Netflix and Marvel Television, or Marvel Entertainment, really. I have been quote unquote extremely lucky to get some of the other titles physically, whether it is an official Blu-ray but from an import, or bootleg DVDs, right? Especially the Netflix ones. The Netflix ones are a pretty big deal because the first 4 that came out officially on Blu-ray from Netflix was the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. Even if there's a show or two that you don't like, you should definitely get them because they're worth a lot more now. And again, I was with this one, I'm extremely lucky to get the first 4, right? So, and if you guys don't know, the first season of Iron Fist is a UK import, so you could get that for sure. Amazon exclusives S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 and Agent Carter Season 1 were Amazon exclusives because with S.H.I.E.L.D., the Blu-ray and DVD sales did not go up for the first season, so I guess Amazon, really, Disney wanted to try how many people are going to get the second season, right? And you know what? I was fine, with Amazon releasing the rest of the series, on Blu-ray, right? If nobody's buying them in person, okay, just release them as Amazon exclusives. And still to this day, S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 and Agent Carter Season 1 are still available. I don't remember if the price has changed. Of course, Season 2 of Agent Carter, the UK release, you're gonna get that, what I really think they should do for the 4th wave is, if you can, Disney, there's so many ways a Disney can release the shows, right? Again, release them in waves or however, and hopefully release some box sets, right? We really need an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box set, right? There's bootleg ones out there, but I'm just I'm waiting to hear an official confirmation from Disney, what Disney can do with the 4th wave for Marvel. I think they should, release one season from a Netflix show and then release another season that was released by ABC TV, which is kind of a contradiction there because both the ABC shows and Netflix shows, they were both made and produced and distributed by ABC Studios, right? So, but of course, when it comes to the Netflix shows, of course, when Disney eventually comes around to release the other titles, they're not going to put the Netflix title on there because Netflix no longer owns them, right? They're going to say, I mean, they're not going to say Disney Plus Originals, but like, you know, it is what it is, right? Like, yeah, it's just, and if you could do that, like, imagine the Blu-ray sales on that, right? And if Disney wanted to, they could re-release the first 4 Netflix Blu-rays, you know, like first 2 seasons of Daredevil, Jessica Jones season 1, and Luke Cage season 1, right? Like, and like have them in steelbook form, like that would be a huge deal. But Disney, I know you have this new partnership with Sony, which is great. You know, if you want to make profit faster, here's what I think you should do. How about once a month you can release new waves this time, right? Like, sure, of course, the old quote goes, "Vote with your wallet," like, but I think this can work out, right? Like, and just to get titles out faster, right? Because we all want everything in our, you know, especially like our diehard like collections, right? Like for Star Wars and Marvel, right? Like, and like I said, I know you want to get your Disney Plus originals out right away, but like, you got to get the other shows out too. Like, we need an official Agent Carter season 2 on Blu-ray, U.S. import, of course. Inhumans, I definitely would buy that for sure. Like, I remember like binge watching the show. Like, well, last year I still fell in love with it. Like, I'd buy it for sure. Again, make Iron Fist an official U.S. Blu-ray release. Like, anything we could get our hands on, right? Like, it would be even crazier, and it's not too far-fetched. If you want to do this, why not just make the 4th wave just all of Marvel? You know, make 2 TV titles, like, from the ABC side and 2 other titles, like, from the Netflix side, right? Like, at least finish, kind of like phase 1 from the Netflix era, you know, like release Iron Fist season 1 and Marvel's Defenders, right? And, or again, if you want to, just release both seasons of Iron Fist, right? And like, I could definitely see them releasing, both seasons of Punisher, seasons 2 and 3 of Jessica Jones, you know, like, again, Disney has the plans, you know, I trust what they're doing. It's just like, I just want to throw out like a couple of suggestions, like how Disney should, you know, release other titles, right? Also, Disney, why do you release your Disney Plus originals like out of order? You know, like with the first wave, you really should have released WandaVision first, because that was the first Marvel Studios Disney Plus series, right? I get it. You wanted to get Loki season 1 out first because season 2 was coming out October of 23. Like, I get that, like, promoting the show more. Seriously, I binge watched some of those shows more when I got, like, the physical copies of them. I don't know, it's just like, again, appreciating it more when you have a physical copy of it. Like, I'm happy that Walmart is the new carrier for physical media in general, like, especially steelbooks, because obviously we knew that Best Buy was, like, the king of steelbooks, right? And again, if you want to, Disney, it's not too far-fetched, like, re-release the first 2 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Steelbook, and then Agent Carter Season 1 on Steelbook, right? Like, again, the possibilities are endless, but you know what you could do, Disney? And again, it's not too far-fetched. You know how I said, like, there's, like, bootleg copies of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, the box set, right? Like, and, you know, we're waiting an official confirmation from Disney themselves to release one, right? Why not release a box set, a Steelbook box set of the Defender saga from Daredevil season 1 all the way to Jessica Jones season 3? Can you imagine that? Of course, the price range would be expensive, like, depending on the cost of an individual steelbook, right? Like, like you could like prevent your customers from like buying, single steelbooks, right? Like, oh man, I have to pay this much for this one, right? Like, if you wanted to Disney, the price range, it's. I know people are going to come up with better numbers, but like I'm just coming up with the kind of like a strategy of it. Like, why not just release $100 steelbook box set? Couldn't hurt. Of course, again, the numbers will be higher, like 120, 150, heck, 200. 250. Like, as long as you could stay between in those price ranges, like, again, your customers are going to be happy, they're going to be satisfied. Like, again, like I'm still happy to know and hear like you are really listening to us, Disney. Like, you're giving us what we want, especially like for both Marvel and Star Wars fans. Like, if you guys know me, when it comes to the new waves of steelbooks, I always aim for the Marvel ones first, like, just because Marvel is still king, like, sure, they've had a few rough patches in the last 4 years. Not afraid to admit that, obviously, but like, Marvel is getting better, like I definitely enjoyed Brave New World. I'm excited for Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four coming up. Like, Marvel is still king, and there's still few people out there who do not want to admit it, because Marvel has pretty much dominated, entertainment. Marvel is something that people still talk about, like in general, right? Like, I see other people's eyes lit up when they talk anything Marvel, right? Like, I remember in the Phase 3 days when people would talk about Marvel, like, of course they were talking about like the Disney Marvel movies, right? Like, and of course, there are some Marvel fans, general Marvel fans like me, for example, like are dedicated to watch anything Marvel besides like the Disney ones. Or again, you got like the Sony ones, for example. Like, I guess I have no problem for Disney releasing their originals like a year after, because they did that for Mandalorian Season 3 and Ahsoka like a year after, right? And, of course, Loki Season 2 like a year after, like, because, again, with some of the old Netflix shows, like the official ones, like, they would take like a year or two to release, right? Because, again, with normal television, right, like, it would take, like, what, around 3 to 4 months for an official release to come out after it's aired on TV, right? Like, the game has changed, and my mind has gotten used to the fact, like, you know what, I'm fine waiting for an official release, like, and I always vote with my wallet, like, what I'm getting myself into, like, but also as a completionist, right, like, I need to have everything, right, like, that's how the brain works, right, like, yes, we always have a couple of those franchises where we need to have everything in it, and it also gives us a reason, like, to care more, like, why we should, like, even if there's, like, a few projects in a franchise where we don't like them as much, like, it's nice to have a physical copy, and it doesn't throw, like, the whole stack off, like, I recently watched Agatha all along. Like, I finally got around to it. I watched all the episodes, and I was very disappointed in it. That show pretty much proved how WandaVision is still good. Like, sure, I'd buy a future steelbook of it when it'll come out. Like, I'm not going to watch it again, but, like, it'd be nice to own a physical copy of it. Like, some other titles I really don't see Disney releasing. Like, if the show has got, like, if a show's like gotten like poor reviews, like, Acolyte, like, I think they know they're not going to release Acolyte on Blu-ray, because even if they did, the Blu-ray sales are going to go down, like, really down. So, like, I think they're going to play it safe. Like, Secret Invasion, yeah, no one's going to buy that. But again, it's it's Marvel, really. So again, anybody will buy anything Marvel. Like, I know I would, even if the Blu-ray sales were down. Like, and honestly, it really depends on Disney, like how they would handle the canon stats, because it really affected Armor Wars. Like, they're every couple months, like we hear like quote unquote updates, and they're all just bad news. Like, just get Armor Wars out. Honestly, just get it out. But also, I don't like the fact that I should have caught on with this when I did, like, in the latest steelbooks where the start, like, physical media now, I guess in general, has gotten really expensive. Like, especially like when Disney collabed with Sony, like Sony's going to continue with Disney, for example, with Blu-rays. Like, it's going to be really expensive now, right? Like, every steelbook that I bought from Wave 3, they've been around like the 50 plus a dollar range. Even like when you pre-order or even order a movie online, like it'll be expensive there, but in person, like it's like your regular price, like $25, you know, like I mean, who knows? It might not be for every release, though. I want to be wrong on that, but I've noticed like some other titles, like online, like when you go to like pre-order new releases, like they're gonna be expensive, right? So like I wonder, it has to do with anything like with the merger, right? But of course, I'm gonna continue being a physical media collector. Like, we need to keep physical media alive. Like, honestly, like when I think of physical media, I don't think I'm the only one with this. Like, I only think of like Blu-rays and DVDs and other stuff like that. I don't think of like magazines or video games or anything like that. Just like, I think Blu-rays and DVDs, like movie and TV show collecting in general, has coined physical media, right? Just because like, I really do feel like the end is near, though. Like, in a way, like, sure, even when the day comes, like, when physical media is no longer around, like, to get in person, they're still going to allow us to order new titles or titles in general online. Like, they're always buying online anyway. Like, I know it's more popular than getting it in person. I also hate to admit, because, like, it's faster, it's easy, it's simpler. Like, it's just, I love, again, I talk about this all the time. As a physical media collector myself, like, anytime I would just get any title in general in person, like, I love the feeling of just, like, holding it in my hands and, just buying it in person, like, I really do feel like those days are coming up soon, like, but I want to be wrong on that one, right? Like, I want to keep collecting physical media in person too, like, and even if you see those empty shelves, it still shows, like, how much people still care, like, and hopefully there'll be, like, what do you call it, like, restocks, right? Like, I know with Target for a while before they got rid of everything, like, they would hold on to a new title for a while and then they would get rid of it, like, because, you got new titles coming in, like, jeez. I know Walmart is doing that too. I miss it, like, whatever store you went to get a Blu-ray or a DVD, like, they had everything. Even in the $5 DVD bin, like, they had everything. So Walmart, keep on being our new savior for physical media, because you're basically going to be the new Best Buy, like, for us, the consumers, to buy new steelbooks, right? Like, I love that they have a shelf dedicated to steelbooks, right? Like, man, even some Disney Movie Club exclusives made it to Walmart, but I never saw them in person. But, like, I knew that, when the Disney Movie Club shut down, like, their titles went to Walmart, you know? Like, again, specifically the DMC exclusives, right? Like, I'm happy that I got one early, like, you know, the Black Panther one that came out in 23, right? Like that with that slipcover, right? Like, well, of course you could technically still get the cover, but like the digital copy of it, right? Like, but having a physical copy of it, like, you know. But also, you never know. Like there could be like fires in the future where they would like burn like digital files and like again, it's really good. That's another good reason to own physical copies of movies and TV shows, like because sure, as cool as the digital technology is, like you need to have a physical copy on you because like I know not everything on digital is permanent, you know, like again, there could be fires one day, like there could be like an accident, like it could again like burn down, you know, digital files of a series and like I wonder if that's what Disney is worried about. Like something like that could happen. Like, okay, we need to release our titles on like again, if they're just gonna be releasing Marvel and Star Wars originals on physical, you know, I'm fine with that, you know? But I know there's a couple other like Disney originals that I would like to see on physical form if they can do it, like Clouds being one of them, even though you can get that digitally now. As much as I hate this movie, I would like to see Home Alone 6 to get a steelbook release, even if it wasn't steelbook. If it was just Blu-ray, like I'd buy it. I'd buy it for sure, but like, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, guys, physical media is so important. Like, again, you have famous people like Christopher Nolan and Matt Damon. They're praising physical media for sure. Like, if you haven't checked out especially Matt Damon's statement on it, like, physical media is really important. Like to get the movies out, you know, like to promote them, right? Like it's really good. Like, I think Christopher Nolan himself, he might actually have like a big like physical media collection in general, you know, like again, like kudos to both of those guys. Yeah, this kind of got way off topic as usual, but like, you know, it's nice to talk about these things. Like, I knew I wanted to talk about this for a little while. Like, you guys know I always try to promote like the Defender saga and their physical copies, like where you can get your hands on like, you know, if I cannot get a DVD copy of the Defenders because that one is really hard to get now, like, you know what? I'll wait for Disney to make an announcement like, hey, we're releasing the rest of the Netflix shows on Blu-ray, like come and get them, like that would make me happy, you know. Again, as far as like bootleg copies, you know, like you can get season 3 of Daredevil on DVD and the entire series of The Punisher on DVD. Like, I do not count like the Blu-ray bootlegs for the other shows because like they come from other parts of the world. Like you cannot trust bootleg Blu-rays because they always get messed up, you know, like that's why you gotta go with the bootleg DVD, you know. So again, I'm really happy that Disney is listening. Like, again, thank you, Bob Iger, for hearing us out. Like, and if you've not checked out this one YouTube channel, I think like you guys should. Films at Home or Jeff Russo. He gives out like a lot of great like he's like your main source for like physical media. Like, I know Sony. I think they announced this for a second time. Like they're gonna stop making like not necessarily Blu-ray discs, but like Blu-ray discs that you could put, you know, your own videos or pictures on. Like, I never bought a pack myself. Like, I know those have been around, but like, it'd be cool to buy but I want just to like kind of have that experience because again, I kind of grew up with like, having stuff on a empty VHS tape or like empty DVDs, like But yeah, I mean, what else can I talk about? I mean, I pretty much covered all the topics like in this. Like again, I want to make this like more aware, um like I said, like there's even some shows from the old television days where we didn't like, but it's pretty nice. It would be pretty nice to like get them physically, like however we can, like sure, it'd be really cool to see like the Defenders shows in 4K, right? But like, and again, this is also something I talked about while talking about the latest steelbooks, right? Like I couldn't find a single like regular Blu-ray copy of the latest ones. Like I got all of them 4K, and again, if that's something that Disney is going to stick with, like okay, I'll buy them. A couple of people told me like there are like regular Blu-ray copies, like but like where? If you guys know where, send me links in the comments and I'll see for myself, But yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I have to say, but like I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about this in the comments below. Like, do you think I made some very valid points? Like, do you think like what other directions that Disney should go with their titles? Like again, specifically regarding Marvel, right? Like, because Marvel again, like we gotta have everything, like Star Wars, we know we're gonna get everything, but like with Marvel, like we need to have like everything, like and again, it decides what Disney wants to do. Like, if they still keep Secret Invasion in the canon status, even though nobody else is gonna watch it, like again, I would buy a steelbook copy of it in the future. Like yeah, you heard me right, Disney. Like announce Secret Invasion. Yes, I know the Blu-ray sales will be terrible, but at least I'll be one of those people to buy it, right? Like, and like I said, I think any committed MCU fan would buy that show, like, no matter like how bad it was, but I'm happy to know that Marvel's Iron Fist is getting more praise than Secret Invasion, like. But then again, I've always loved Marvel's Iron Fist. Like, it's such a good show. It's like my second favorite Marvel Netflix show. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. I know I did. I still got to get into my Lego Cinematic Universe theories kind of rant episode. Like, I know I've been putting it off since December, so I'll see what I could do with that episode. But in the meantime, guys, again, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Please turn on the post notification bell, share my content if you haven't already. And tell me in the comments, guys, what other Marvel titles do you want Disney to release right away? And again, I want to hear your guys' theories and speculations on like what else Disney could do, because trust me, guys, when I say this, and I'm saying this is like a business strategy or like with a business mindset, like the way that they're releasing their titles in waves, it's not going to stay consistent, okay? Like, they're going to release their other titles in some other form. Like, again, if Disney wanted to release new waves every month, like, I know that'd be a lot for a lot of collectors, but, like, honestly, it's the fastest way to get your other titles out and make profit, like, I don't know. Again, you guys can crunch the numbers and that, like, give me like a good percentage, like, of like hypothetical sales, right? Like, yeah, I'm trying to have a more of a business mindset, like, honestly though, I would love to learn more about like just like business in general. Like, yeah, I'm a cashier myself. I work at a grocery store. I know some about business. Like, you know, in the 7 years I've been at my job, like I should know some stuff, right? Like, but you know, it'd be really nice if I do want to say this before I end the episode off. I know Disney now, they're allowing fans to kind of like act as like kind of like a focus group or whatever, like to give Disney opinions and suggestions what they should put in their future Disney titles in general, right? Like what I think Disney should also do is that also ask other fans what Disney should be releasing next on 4K Blu-ray DVD, right? Like, I don't know, maybe Disney should go back into the VHS market. Like, VHS is kind of making a comeback, you know, it's slowly like in there, but like I think they could do it, right? Like, yeah, like it'd be nice, like Disney, you know, I like to consider myself a loyal customer. Like, I know how effed up you are, but like I love your products, you know, like some of them, like it'd be nice if you like called me up like, hey, like we want your opinions on this or that, like what's better for the fans. Like, even I know what would like be better for, you know, especially Marvel fans. Like, what would be a good business strategy? Like, what would make Blu-ray sales go through the roof, right? Like, who knows? Like, you got to focus on the most popular titles, right? Like, that's what blows up, right? All right, I'm gonna sign off now. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, bye, and let's keep physical media alive, guys, as much as we can. Seriously, I love it. Like, I can't imagine living in a world like without physical media, you know? Alright, you guys have a good night now. Bye, guys.